at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. God is my source.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God is my power.
God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks,
So I give thanks
for all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
God gives me everything I need.
God is my source.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God is my power.
God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
God gives me everything I need.
Peace.
Peace is my source.
Peace is my source.
Peace is my power.
Peace is my power.
Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Peace gives me everything I need.
Love.
Love is my source.
Love is my source.
Love is my power.
Love is my power.
Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Love gives me everything I need.
Joy.
Joy is my source.
Joy is my source.
Joy is my power.
Joy is my power.
Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Joy gives me everything I need. God is my source.
God is my source.
God is my power.
God is my power.
God gives me everything that I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you. Thank you for the music. So beautiful. Set me in the mood here. Good morning. Welcome. I'm Jan Peterson, and I am the Vice President of the Board here at the Center for Spiritual Living. It's really nice to be with you. I just watched you come in, and it's like the gathering of the tribe here. I'd like to especially welcome you if you're here for the first time. We have an information table out there, or you can come and talk to me or any one of us if you have questions or would just like to talk. And thank you for all the live stream viewers. I liked how Joyce kind of invoked them. As a usual Sunday, we have at least 150, 170 people watching online. We only stream the 9 o'clock service, not the 11 o'clock service. So we have a pretty big community out there. And we would like to thank you online viewers for liking, commenting, and sharing this service. If you're interested in additional things that are happening at the center, you can go to our website. It's cslsr.org, and on the Sunday links you can click and find the bulletin. And I did it and printed it up. It's like 5 solid pages, so there's a lot going on here. At the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa, we are motivated by a vision of a healthy, loving world. It is known as the global vision and calls us to imagine a world that works for everyone. I'm just going to read a short part of it here. We see a world in which every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with the divine and connection to each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. This vision is supported through our shared values. And can I have that slide? Here we are. If you could read these with me. Spiritual living, integrity, love, and compassion. Thank you. Our center is community supported. The donations that we all give is what keeps the lights on and the doors open for us now and into the future. These donations sustain our beautiful work of teaching and supporting this community, and we really appreciate them. There are 4 ways you can contribute to the financial support of the center. You can give online at our website. You can send a check. You can text your donations. Do we have a slide for that? There we are. 707-675-2399. And I've done that, and you can just spontaneously donate if you want. It's kind of fun. And last of all, we have greeters at the door holding baskets for those of you who would prefer to donate in person. So no matter how you choose to give here, please know we are so grateful for all that you give, your donations, your volunteer service, or by your very presence here or online. So we also have a flower dedication here. We use flowers in our community to send messages of love and to acknowledge important events. Today's flowers are to honor the memory of all those who lost their lives in service to the freedom of others. So I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, prayer, and message is exactly what you need to experience for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. You are welcome here. So we'll have some music now to prepare us for a short time of silence.
God is life, I am life. God is light, I am light. God is joy, I am joy. God is peace, I am peace. God is love. I am love. God is beautiful, I am beautiful. God is powerful, I am powerful. All of these things God is, I God is light, I am light. God is joy, I am joy. God is peace, I am peace. God is love. I am love. And God is beautiful, I am beautiful. God is powerful, I am powerful. All of these things, God is, I am. All of these things, I am. Oh yes, all of these things, I am.
Please join me in prayer. What a joy it is to recognize with each one here that power and that glory and that love that is God. All these things that we have heard in song this morning, all these things and more. That Spirit Divine is right here in this room, right here in your homes, right everywhere, at all times, in all places, in all of nature, in all sentient beings. And so this morning, in this coming together, we share this sense of unity. We share this sense of oneness and appreciation for all that God gives. So no matter what it may be that we are seeking, let us open our arms to receive, hold forward that cup of receptivity to receive from God's bountiful, endless horn of plenty. Whether it be love, compassion, success, we can open our arms right here and right now and spread our consciousness to receive that which makes our hearts sing. And so this coming together and realizing together all that God gives, we are. I give great thanks. I give great thanks for the music this morning, for our leaders, for all of our volunteers. And with this feeling of gratitude, I simply release my word, and we can say together, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. My name is Sherry Poole. I'm a prayer practitioner here at the center, and here is this morning's affirmation. My sadness is transformed through love, and so it is.
On the road of experience, I'm trying to find my own way. Sometimes I wish that I could fly away. When I think that I'm moving, suddenly things stand still. And I'm afraid 'cause I think they always will. And I'm looking for space and to find out who I am. And I'm looking to know and understand. It's a sweet, sweet dream. Sometimes I'm almost there. Sometimes I fly like an eagle, and sometimes I'm deep in despair. All alone in the universe, sometimes that's how it feels. I get lost in the sadness and the squeeze. Then I look in the center, suddenly everything's clear. I find myself in the sunshine and my dreams. And I'm looking for space and to find out who I am. And I'm looking to know and understand. It's a sweet, sweet dream. Sometimes I'm almost there. Sometimes I fly like an eagle, and sometimes I'm deep in despair. On the road of experience, joining the living day. If there's an answer, it's just that way. When you're looking for space and to find out who you are. When you're looking to try and reach the stars. It's a sweet, sweet dream. Sometimes I'm almost there. Sometimes I fly like an eagle, and sometimes I'm deep in despair. Sometimes I fly like an eagle, I go flying high.
Thank you very much to the wonderful band for that inspiration, and good morning to you. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. it is a somber time for us in the United States of America. This is Memorial Day weekend. It's a time of the year set aside to remember the people who have died in military service. It's a time when our flag is flown at half-mast up until noon tomorrow, Monday. There's also another reason why flags are flown half-mast this week. At public buildings, military installations, embassies, and consular offices all over the world. And that is because of the grief and shock and pain our nation is experiencing in the aftermath of a mass shooting in a school in Texas. Right on the tail of another shooting, a racially motivated shooting in Buffalo, New York, in a supermarket where 10 black shoppers were killed, adding that to the killing of children and teachers. There is an outcry of rage across the nation. And part of that outcry is against the idea that thoughts and prayers are enough to offer as a response to these murders. The pain and the grief across the nation is causing spiritual communities like ours to ask, what are we praying for? And what are we expecting when we offer our thoughts and prayers in such tragic situations? Perhaps we and other people expect our thoughts and prayers to assist those who are grieving. Perhaps we expect our thoughts and prayers to give wisdom to our political leaders. Or perhaps we expect the divine to intervene in one way or the other next time. And if that is indeed what our expectation is for prayer, if we claim that the divine can intervene and yet did not in those moments just before the tragedy took place, if we claim that the divine can intervene but did not step in to prevent innocent children and shoppers to be slaughtered, then surely we must ask, what do we mean when we say our thoughts and prayers are with you? What kind of God are we talking about that could intervene but doesn't? Centers for Spiritual Living's approach to prayer is unique in that we do not ask God to step in and do the job for us. We do not pray that the divine take responsibility for undoing the damage that humankind does. Rather, we teach that we are spiritual beings and we are intelligent and we are creative and we have the ability to love, and we teach that we live in a spiritual universe, a universe of creative power that does not answer prayers in the conventional sense. Rather, the spiritual power of creation, the divine, fulfills our intentions through us. It flows through us in the direction of what we hold to be precious and important. We learn how to, through our prayers, align ourselves with the power of creation so that we may become channels through which change happens, through which help comes, through which wholeness is revealed, through which it all may flow into life. Through our prayers, we change. Through our prayers every day, we may take on a new identity And through our prayers, we reconvince ourselves of the spiritual truth of our oneness. And through our prayers, we each become some part of the help and the change and the action that wants to be born into this world. So we don't say typically the divine will comfort them, whoever them is, or the divine will intervene next time, or the divine will explain it and make sense of it in the next life. No. We ask instead, how can we intervene? How can we make this not happen again? How may I become an instrument of peace? How can I bring hope when there is despair? How can I? So rather than send our thoughts and prayers, we strive to send ourselves into action based on our spiritual values. So through our prayers, we remind ourselves over and over again that yes, we are capable of turning things around. Through our prayers, we remind ourselves over and over again that yes, we can be vocal and active and opinionated. We can be loud and creative and active. We can be channels for the aliveness of the living Spirit in us and bring it out into the open and not settle for or hide behind thoughts and prayers. It is a somber time for us in the United States of America, and we ought to be grieving. We ought to feel all of it. The outrage at the loss of life. And we ought to, after we pray and think our thoughts, take action and express our personal opinions so that our spiritual values can become part of the solution. It's no time to be quiet. In a letter to Agnes de Mille, Martha Graham wrote, there is a vitality, a life force, a quickening that is translated through you into action, and there is only one of you in all time. This expression is unique, and if you block it, it will never exist. The world will not have it. Now, she was talking about performance art, but surely the same is true for spiritual life. Surely if each of us in our own unique way takes action and expresses what is alive in us, it will be born into the world. Now, I can't tell you what to do or what to believe or what you should think, but I can remind you that as a practicing religious scientist, you already understand the power of your word. And that your voice and its unique expression is part of this world's solution. And that if you block it, it will never exist. And the world will not have you. Now, whether you and I agree or not is not the point. It's will we take our voices and bring their expression so that they contribute to the evolution of our society. Surely our voices as part of that evolution must be raised up every time the flag is lowered to half-mast. So I invite you to pray first, and then think, and then call your senators, or email them, or snail mail them. Go to www.contactsenators.com. Get in touch with them. Ask them, what in heaven is going on? Don't block any feelings of grief, sadness, or pain. Rather, let your voice be heard by asking our leaders, what is your plan to stop this? And don't settle for, we're sending our thoughts and prayers. Not from them and not from us. Of course, thoughts and prayers are the backbone of our practice, of course, because they lead us into right action. They ought to lead us into right action. So the way it works, I think, is that when we pray, we expand. When we pray, our identity expands, and that's when the creative power of the universe flows through us, through that identity, and becomes action. So when we pray, we contemplate wholeness, and when we contemplate wholeness, we become aware of our oneness with all life. And when we feel our oneness with all life, loving kindness rises up in us. And when we are governed by loving kindness, that's when we know what to do. And loving kindness will and must lead us to express ourselves. And one of the ways it expresses itself is through our voices. They must not be quiet. I do believe that there is a potential in every one of us that can transform our current world from a violent war zone into a real civilization when we use our voices. And I think what stops many people possibly is the programming we receive from birth that tells us, no, you're incapable, you're insignificant, you're flawed, you're helpless, you're powerless. And our culture, it seems, is saturated with these dangerous ideas about reality that can leave us, if we buy them, feeling helpless and self-doubting, doubting that our voices have any role. Your voice is not insignificant. This is your life. You know, the purpose of our organization, Centers for Spiritual Living, is to change all of that, to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, to change helplessness into hope, to change waiting into creative expression, action. So a question for me to write down in my journal, I didn't bring it today, is what is my part in this? What is mine to do? And I can already feel it. My part is for me to awaken from my slumber. Every time the world shifts and rocks in a tragic way, not to sleep through it, but to awaken. Question for me, will I sleep through it again? Will I wait for someone else to ask our senators and congresspeople and representatives? Will I wait for somebody else to ask, what in heaven is going on? Or will I, inspired by Centers for Spiritual Living's vision of a world in which every person lives in alignment with their spiritual principles, the vision in which we all understand our unity with each other and connection to each other, will I, inspired by that, say something, ask something, do something? So I did. I wrote to Senator Alex Padilla. And I did. I found his name online to ask him, Senator, what can an ordinary citizen like me do? Senator, what is the next step in addressing the reduction of violence in our society? And Senator, what are the policy proposals you have ready right now to address this problem? And if it is not to reduce access to guns, then what is it? Because I sincerely want to know. And Senator, what is the data gathered that shows that these proposals are our best chance at reducing the number of people who are killed through violence, gun-related, every year? Now, I can't tell you what to say to your senator. I can't tell you what to think or what to believe or what to do, but I can ask you, when you tune into the silence within, the inner sanctuary, that place which the spiritually wise have described as that place where we intersect with the divine and with each other. When you tune into that place, what does it ask of you? Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, apparently warned us not to hide behind the spirituality of thoughts and prayers. He apparently said, don't become so heavenly minded that you are no earthly good. He apparently said of our treatment, that's our affirmative prayer, he said, treat and move your feet. Be in this world and bring the spirituality of your conviction into expression, like the 12th century poet Saadi wrote. If you have no sympathy for human pain, the name of human you shall not retain. Memorial Day honors those who lost their lives in service to freedom. And I've been reading about that as a still fairly new American, about the little-known role that women played in the American Revolution. For instance, Deborah Gannett, who disguised herself as a man so that she could be part of the military, because so powerful was her passion for freedom from oppression. I learned that hundreds and hundreds of women died fighting in the Civil War. I learned that there is a privately funded memorial located at the gateway to the Arlington National Cemetery honoring women who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. And as I'm reading about all of this, I began thinking about people who are driven from within by a passionate commitment to something that was so important to them that they would be willing to lose their lives for it. And I asked myself, what in my life is so important to me that I would be willing to die for it? What in my life is so valuable that I would surrender my constitutional right for it? Are children more important to me than my personal freedom? Are children important enough to me that I will risk speaking up about a highly contentious and difficult subject, the reduction of violence in schools? I'm thinking about parents who rush into a burning building, you've read about it, to rescue a child. And that moment in which the importance of saving that child comes from a sense of value so far beyond words and theories or questions that the parent, doesn't think about self or safety or comfort or constitutional rights, only of the child. And it's caused me to think about how many people there have been in my life and likely in yours who have made sacrifices for me so that I could have life, so that I could be here. And some of them in extraordinary ways, and some of them in plain, simple, ordinary acts of kindness. And so I invite you today, as we move through our grief, to think with me about the many people who have made extraordinary contributions to your life so that you can be here today. Now, after I have completed my thoughts and during the weeks to come when I've completed my prayerful consideration, I want to remember to ask myself, in this situation, what is the decent thing for me to do? Is there a sacrifice I can make or a gift that I can give? Is there something precious to me that I can lay down so that children may be safe? And I invite you to breathe in now and to exhale into a moment of prayer. In the infinity of life where I am, all is whole and complete. For the living Spirit in its full form is present, undiluted and present, everywhere, above and below, inside and out. It is the governing factor of all life. It is the law of all being, and it is the creative impulse, the mind that gives, through which I think, through which we all think and live. It is known as love in that it inspires connection and collaboration, camaraderie and compassion. And I know that every time I align myself with it in me, that it works through me to express itself in ways that bring wholeness and harmony. And so I turn to it frequently this week to be guided and instructed, to be led into being part of the solution. I call upon it for strength to give my voice expression, to say what is mine to say, and to do what is mine to do. There is within me a sense of peaceful acceptance of my role in life, and I know that this power within is what causes me to take my place in the community of beings with strength and courage. And I let it be. And so it is. It is a somber time for us in the United States of America and here at our Center for Spiritual Living. And as is the case during every somber time, there is also simultaneously a time of joy and celebration. Everything happens all the time. And one of the celebrations and joys we have is to welcome new members into our community, seekers like us who have found their spiritual kin, their home, and have decided to make the Center for Spiritual Living their spiritual home. And so I announce with gratitude in my heart the 50 new members who were inducted on April 24th and then approved by the Board of Trustees. And they are Alex Kraft, Barry Barella, Clark Austin, Karina Kaufman, Donna Maricki, Gregory Summers, Ken Kaufman, Laura Stammen, Lorraine Arnold, Sally Privet, Scott Isaac, Sheila Cole, Sue Arahi, Susan Pettit, and Xander Sherry. And so I invite you who are members to help me to welcome into our community of beings our newest members to the center. I see at least one new member present. There's Scott. Are there any other new members present today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. There you are, welcome. Thank you for being here with us today. All right. It is time for our offering. In past times, we would pass the basket around. We are modern now. We do it different ways. We have, as you heard, a basket at the door, and there are all sorts of ways to contribute. Most important to me is that I don't lose the connection to the spirituality of my contribution, so that I don't just think of it as a gift. I think about it as my heart connection to the work of the center, and I think about, through this gift, I think Jan said, keeping the lights on and the doors open, right? Beautiful for future generations of people who may come here and find sanctuary where their thoughts might be expanded to guide them peacefully through the world. So won't you place your hand on your heart as a symbol for whatever way you have given to the center or plan to give, and say after me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does amazing work in the world. And so it is. Thank you very much for your contribution. And Jan has now some community news for us.
Here's some happenings for the next few weeks. Please note the office is closed on Monday, May 30th, in observance of Memorial Day, but the regular support and prayer lines will still be available to you, and you can find those numbers on our website. Reverend Russ is doing another spirit walk on June 11th at 9 a.m. to beat the heat. And it's really a great way to be with community and in nature. So he has chosen a place to walk. It's the Valley of the Moon Trail at Sonoma Valley Regional Park. So if you'd like to join, there's a sign-up page on the events page. And he said if you want to do carpooling, please sign up early so you can arrange carpooling. The monthly World Peace Meditation is happening on Tuesday, May 31st. And it's a way for us to gather together from people all over the world affirming peace. And you can find those details, how to join the Zoom meeting, by clicking on the picture of the planet Earth. Our upcoming Wednesday Night Live with Reverend Russ is on Wednesday, June 8th. So it's not this coming Wednesday the 1st, it's on the 8th. And this is interesting. We are going to explore the spiritual significance of these human bodies and engage in uplifting, body-centered mindfulness meditation. And again, you can find the Zoom link on the website. And finally, this looks like fun. The CSL Santa Rosa will be at the Sonoma County Pride on June 4th. They're going to be having a booth there, and they're really would love to have you visit the booth. I won't be going. I'll be taking my husband down to the AIDS Life Cycle, which is starting the next day. So there's a lot of Pride stuff happening right now. So you can find that out. Did I say that? The rainbow flag on the website will give you the information. And now we have a video from Reverend Russ, where he invites us to his upcoming class, The Roots of Science of Mind.
Hello everyone, it's Reverend Russ, and I'm inviting you to our upcoming class, The Roots of Science of Mind, and that starts on Tuesday, June 7th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Now, have you ever wondered how Ernest Holmes came up with his teachings in the science of mind? Well, then this is the class for you. We're going to be studying the same spiritual giants that influenced Ernest on his own spiritual journey, and those teachers are Ralph Waldo Emerson, Thomas Travis Troward and Emma Curtis Hopkins. This class isn't just reading, by the way. We're going to share rich spiritual practices with one another, as well as engage in some deep philosophical conversations and discussions based on those three teachers. So please click on the Register for Current Classes link on the front page of our website if you'd like to sign up, and I will see you in class.
If there is something incomplete in you, or if you cried yourself to sleep last night, please take a moment after service to go for our personal prayer offered by our online prayer practitioners on Zoom, available after each service. Information is on our website to go there. And now it is time to close with benediction and music. I invite you to stand and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I affirm it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and inspired by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. And let us close with the peace song.